Hello friends, Soul Eater has been released yesterday. People were interested in how this class fundamentally works to decide if they want to main it or not. This video is to give you guys a basic understanding how this class works with example builds. This is not a min-max set in stone yet due to people researching and different preferences. If interested, I will cover builds in detail in the future if more information is set in stone. Let's go over the skills first. Soul Eater has purple, green, and pink skills. Purple skills are the main DPS skills for the red new moon build. Also, skills like Lunatic Edge, Threshing have the 6% additional damage synergy. These skills fill the soulstone meter only, and wealth runes cannot be used. Major DPS skill is Riddle Spinning. Red build's goals to use the skill twice within transformation time. The third tripod can make the skill a hold skill or a cast skill. Lunatic Edge is a universal skill that provides up to 19.2% movement speed buff on the second tripod at level 5, along with first tripod being the synergy skill. This skill is often chosen to cover utility and synergy at the same time. Threshing and Harvest are sub DPS skill for the Red Moon build. And lastly, Rust Nail is used for counter for some builds. Green skills are often used as utility and meter gain, which is mostly used by the purple build. These skills fill up both Soulstone meter and main Grim Reaper identity meter. The Wealth Rune only impacts the main Grim Reaper identity meter, meaning it doesn't impact the Soulstone meter. Since DPS potential in this category is bad, these were researched by most meter gains. The Soul Drain skill fills one Soulstone meter with proper tripods. This is claimed to be a must skill for both builds. Astaroth, Death Order, Spectral Coffin are used as sub-meter gain skills. Out of the three, I think most people are using Astaroth and Death Order due to its meter gain and superior concise animation. There is a fun tripod called Masochism, where you can decrease the skill's cooldown and increase its damage. But you will take 3% additional damage, stacking up to 12% every time you cast the skill. This hasn't been used as much yet, but it is often used to match cooldowns for skill cycles. Death Yard is a synergy skill in this criteria, along with Gluttony as counter. Pink skills are the main DPS skills for both classes. It requires you to use a Soulstone to activate it. Meaning I have two Soulstones here, activating one, and then activating another one. So I will need a Soulstone to activate the pink skill. Guillotine Swing is the #1 priority of Soul Eater. With choices of tripods on the second row, you can adjust cooldown and animation. Second one is currently being avoided due to unrealistic long animations. Soul Sinners and Vestige can be a charge skill, which Vestige can be a 2-stack skill for the shortest cooldown potential. People started using Vestige for the red build to fit it in their fast cycle. So therefore 2 out of Soul Sinners, Vestige, and Death Whipping is often used at the purple build as the main DPS skill. Let's talk about Purple Full Moon build first. The purple build is a Spender Burst Phase DPS Hitmaster class, due to pink skills having special tripods to change its attribute to Hitmaster. People are testing other combat stat allocations like Spec Swift, but Swift hasn't been providing much value because the class lacks crit a little bit, so most builds tend to be full spec to sub on crit. The build needs wealth runes for green skill meter gains, but double purples aren't mandatory at the moment. As for gems, this is a 3 damage on the pink skills and 8 cooldown gem class. For relics, there is a hallucination build using focus runes, and nightmare build using boundless mana phase to spam skills. As for engravings, general damage engravings like Grudge, Keen Blunt, and Class, you have 2 choices between Raid Captain, Cursed Doll, and Hitmaster. Adrenaline 3 is used for nightmare build, and Adrenaline 1 is used for hallucination build. For playstyle, you will need 1 Soulstone to cast pink skills. Your main identity possession meter will fill up when you land green skills and pink skills. And when the meter is full, this can be activated with your Z key. If you activate your meter, you'll be able to transform to reset your pink skills cooldown. So if I use my pink skills here, if I press Z, the pink skills will be resetted. And I can use it again with enhanced damage. And when you cast this enhanced version, the cooldown is reduced by 70%. Therefore, casting your pink skills when activating your meter is your goal to cast your major DPS skills twice. Here's an example layout and playstyle. I have Guillotine, 2 pink skills, Soul Drain, 2 green skills, and 1 utility of choice, and 1 counter of choice. The fundamental playstyle of this build is to keep rotating your guillotine while squeezing in pink skills and green skills to gain possession meter on time. If you rotate and land everything properly, after every second guillotine, you can reset with your Z key to rotate your pink skills again with enhanced damage. So it is crucial to always rotate guillotine skill and fit everything else in between. Now let's look at the red new moon build. This build is a non-directional spender cycle DPS with burst phase, meaning Hitmaster engraving can't be used, but entropy and Bushmaster engraving can't be used as well, but you can benefit from back attacks. This build is a crit swift build, and allocation of these combat stats are to cover lacking cooldowns or crit rates, meaning it can be like any ratio based on what you're trying to achieve. The build does not need wealth runes, and conviction judgment can be used as well. As for gems, this is a 6 damage and 5 cooldown gem class. For relics, some people are testing entropy sets, but I think hallucination or nightmare may be a better choice for crit and flat damage. Engravings like Raid Captain are a must, along with general damage engravings like Class, Grudge, and Keen Blunt. Then Curse Doll Adrenaline 1 seems to be the safe bet. For playstyle, with the engraving applied, the main meter transforms into a vigilance meter, and pink skills can be used at any time. Enhanced pink skills will require 3 soul stones instead of 1. Your goal is to cycle the skills. Use enhanced pink skills for meter gain. As you can see here, the differences are massive. Generally, the 4th or the 5th time you use your pink skill, you'll be able to transform. The transform is automatic instead of button press. The key is to transform with the guillotine due to faster animation. When you're transformed, for 12 seconds, your purple skills get 120% more damage, 40% cooldown with 20% attack speed and 10% movement speed, along with 300% mana recovery on top of that. During this time, your goal is to cast your main DPS skill, Riddle Spinning, twice, along with squeezing in as many purple sub DPS skills as you can. This phase is when the class is dealing the most damage. Here's an example layout and playstyle. Guillotine, and Vestige at 2-stack tripod, Soul Drain, Riddle Spinner, and then 4 purple skills. While rotating Lunatic Edge for buffs and synergy, you cast 3 other skills, any of them, to fill up the Soul Stun up for an enhanced pink skill ready. This particular build can Guillotine, Vestige, Vestige, then Guillotine again for 4 cycle transformation, meaning you can transform every 2 Guillotine cooldown if rest of the skills are matched up. This build's Guillotine skill has a 3rd tripod on the 2nd row to get it ready even quicker. Important factor to keep in mind is to make sure Riddle Spinning is ready to be casted before transformation. People are researching more options, but the fundamental idea is to use 4 to 5 enhanced skills to transform. Then rotate major DPS purple skills like Riddle Spinning twice to deal massive damage during the transformation phase. Lastly, I wanted to show you guys the Chaos Dungeon potential of this class. As you heard from my Chaos Dungeon guides, the goal is to have swiftness with lots of AoE skills. Then use Preemptive Strike level 3 with stacking general damage engravings. Guillotine has a first tripod where it resets on cooldown if minions are killed. This can be upgraded up to 30%. There are some bonus damage to minions and few purple skills as well with decent AoE. The purple class engraving does not help as much because you need soul stones to cast Guillotine, so red class engraving is a much better option for Chaos Dungeon. Even if Guillotine doesn't reset as much, the purple skills do enough damage, especially when you transform. With that, this concludes the basic fundamental video of Soul Eater. I know this class won't be released for a while, but this video's goal is to show you guys the fundamental playstyle of this class to help you guys decide if you want to main this class or not. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. As always, thanks guys, bye bye!